consumption in terms of food, the amount of money in our budget, we use 45% of our household income on food. The highest is Nigeria, and then us. Some countries like South Africa, they're even at 12, 15% of household budget. We are at 45. And if we don't reverse, the trajectory will be at 52. The population of Kenya is growing faster than we can grow maize. Okay. Yeah, so that means the demand for maize will continue, especially if the eating culture does not change. Okay. Yeah. So that is the challenge. The challenge we are trying to address. And part of the challenge with this is that the same maize, I heard the lady talk about animal feed. The same maize is required for the animal feed. The result is we are competing with the animals for the same grain. And so even when we are selling maize from NCPB, we don't distinguish in terms of pricing between animal feed and human feed. The same price sometimes. And so the animal feed industry is stressed. They are not able to access. They are not able to compete, even in the region. We complain that eggs from Uganda are cheaper. Fish from China is cheaper than our fish because our animal feed industry is struggling. So there are certain policy shifts that Parliament needs to help us. Just shield us a bit, like for a year or two, to fix some things, and then things will normalize. Importing animal feed, I think, is a common sense thing to do. And if we are importing either maize, yellow maize, at zero rated, I don't think it will compete with our farmers because the deficit is still very large. I think this is a conversation we should be having openly. And then, China fish industry and animal industry is fed from the US. And you can see the wars right now, tariff wars that they have started there. But before that, it was fed from US. That means they feed on GMO. GMO corn, GMO soybean. And then they sell the fish to us. And here we are, we don't want to use the GMO technology, but it is coming in from China anyway. So what are we, why are we tying our hands from technology? The whole of Europe, the animal feed industry is also from the US, soybean and grain, or Brazil, or China. So why do we want to make our animal feed so expensive for ourselves, and yet, because of trade, we are getting all these commodities from all over the place? All the syrup, all the what is this, tomato paste, all these, they have some form of sugar product that is derived from corn, that is derived from a genetically modified organism. Me, I'm not hypocritical about this technology. And I think, having listened to all the arguments, I see a lot of hypocrisy in the conversation around genetically modified organisms. I think we should put issues on the table and discuss them openly and objectively so that all of us are able to access some of these technologies. Now, my biggest nightmare is Strategic Food Reserve and the National Cereals Board. If I could move them away to another ministry, I would. Very wasteful institutions, very casual handling of very serious issues, a lot of wastage. Every 2-3 years, we are writing of maize that has rotten either because of aflatoxin or because of just bad handling, because of delayed decision making. You know, what the gentleman from Denmark was presenting is biology. If the silo is fermenting and producing CO2, and you are waiting for a cabinet decision to to fix it, it doesn't work like that. This is biology. Yeah. So even the warehouse receipt system, we have to be practical and say, let go. Let it be run private sector. Let government step back. We have created the law. Let's make sure that the law is followed. That's enough role for government. So I know there are certain things that are hard to release because of certain things. But I'm determined to release some of these things from where I stand as the accounting officer, because if I have to account for rotten maize every year, I think it is not fair, especially when the solutions are just there. So me, because I come from a different culture, I feel the solutions that we need to fix some of the problems are there. It's just that we know the solution and we do something else, or we go in another direction. And from where we stand, sometimes you can already see that this will lead to that problem. But the environment is so toxic, sometimes you're not able to influence people to move in the right direction. But I think the problems of NCPB can be fixed. The relationship with SFR should be fixed, and ministry should get out of there, should get out of this business so that we create policy and make sure that those policies are implemented. And the policies should be consistent with our aspirations for a food secure Kenya. Thank you.